I thought to myself, why don't I get you face to face with someone whose song has gotten you through this moment? Todd Dulaney joins us. Todd Dulaney, the writer of the song, or the artist we know for the song "Victory Belongs to Jesus." Now, Todd, I have to confess my sins up front. I had told Rachel that the interview that we did wasn't so good and we needed to do it all again. What I didn't tell her was I wanted to get you on because she had said in her interview that songs that's really getting her through now that she's come out of the war in Ukraine, which was a horrible situation, was Victory Belongs to Jesus. So, Todd, I want you to talk directly to Rachel. Rachel, meet Todd Dulaney.
Rachel, hello.
Hi.
Oh my goodness, this is an honor. I am humbled and so grateful for your life. Everybody's been filling me in on your story, and I'm blown away. You are a testimony of God's power and grace, mercy, his love, all of that. And so to be able to sit here and watch you and look at you alive and well is so special to me. And to know that God would send a song to you that would lift your spirits and encourage you, that he always has everything under control is one of the coolest things in the world to me. And I'm going to share this with you, Rachel. When God wrote the song "Victory Belongs to Jesus" through me, I was sitting in an apartment where, with like hardly no money, hardly nothing working well for me, and here he is singing this song to me, "Victory Belongs to Jesus," and I'm saying it doesn't look like victory belongs to anything because everything looks awful. But God showed me without the shadow of a doubt through that song. He took me all over the world and says, "I told you a long time ago that I have it all under control, and I didn't lie to you." And to hear you now sharing a similar testimony of how God has never forgotten about us. He always has everything under control. It really, really almost about breaks me down right now. And I'm so proud. So nice to meet you. I know I talked a lot right there.
No, you're fine.
I want you to talk to me now, and just let me know.
Yeah, lovely to meet you, first of all. It is a song that I heard it a while back, and the first part that I heard, I hadn't actually heard the full song. I just heard the reprise of all the different singers like singing the same thing over and over again. It was just so beautiful. So I really enjoyed that. Then I heard the full song and I was like, okay, that's amazing as well. I love listening to both, and having a song like that, obviously after a really hard time, a difficult experience, a lot of people would kind of feel like, okay, God's kind of forsaken them and left them in a difficult situation. But a lot of people, when I was over in Ukraine, commended me for my how calm I was and how relaxed I seemed in a difficult situation. And it was only after coming back that I kind of realized, and I did say to Mr. Muyiwa that it's because I felt like I had like the grace of God over me.
Wow.
And he was with me the whole time. There was never a time that I actually feared that I wouldn't make it out alive or that I wouldn't see my family. It never crossed my mind. So when I came back, it never felt like, oh, like I'm finally back and sure God wasn't with me the whole time. It felt like God was following me on my journey and was keeping me calm and sane so that I could get back to my family the same way that I left. So
Rachel, let me ask you a question. Rachel, let me ask you a question. So when the war in Ukraine is still going on, there's still some people being blown up, babies being left without fathers, there's dead bodies all over the place. And you're in Ireland, having gone through all that, and you think about the words, "Who can stand against the Lord?"
Wow.
No one can, no one will. What pictures come to your mind now as you listen to that song, as you sing that song to yourself?
I was lucky enough not to see a lot of the destruction that happened. It was mostly just audible, but I don't feel like downtrodden because I know that victory does belong to Jesus and he will bring Ukraine out of this situation. Obviously, it's not a good situation to be in the first place, but there is a reason for everything. God has a plan and will make a way. So I kind of see triumph. I know that eventually it may not be now or next week or next month, but eventually everyone will be saved and God will prevail and his mercy will hopefully extend to all the people in Ukraine. Maybe they can feel a certain type of security that I felt when I was there. Although I may not have been in a secure situation or a secure country, I felt an internal security that I was safe regardless of what happened.
Jesus. Rachel, you, I want to ask a question. Do you feel like your faith has grown in this?
Yeah.
Sure. I'm asking you that because I can hear it.
Like I know myself, I come from a very prayerful family and a very prayerful community. And I know like all the prayers of intercession that were being prayed for me and said for me, they weren't going amiss. When I came back, we had a little party yesterday, like a Thanksgiving in church. And just hearing like all the different people saying, I prayed for you. I sent your message to people in different continents. They're praying for you. Like I always knew that no matter what, someone out there was praying for me. Even if I wasn't praying for myself, someone out there was looking out for me. So I knew God's protection was continuously around me. It never left at any point at all. Just always felt very secure. And I definitely do have a stronger faith. And this has proven to me that no matter where I am or what I'm going through, I will always be delivered. And that God will always find a way to get me out of it. Yeah.
So look, let me tell you something. There are songs that God gives you, and then there are songs that God gives the world that will never, ever stop producing. And for me, Victory Belongs to Jesus has always been that song. Like, it's like, if I go anywhere, if I try to leave the stage without singing that song, they're going to stone me. Do you hear me? Like, they'll look at me like I am absolutely crazy. They're like, okay, the concert's not finished until you sing. Yeah. And so I just really, really know that God breathed heavily on that song, and he did more. It was more about the people than it was about anything else. God says, I want to remind my people of this. And you've just reminded me of how valuable of a song that was that came straight from heaven. And so I'm grateful for your life, Rachel. I'm so seriously honored to meet you, and to see you alive. Like I said, there is sometimes and I'm talking, but I do a lot of interviews, a lot of things like this, but sometimes I do stuff like this that really leaves a mark on my heart, because just to know that this is more about ministry than it will ever be about music. You know what I'm saying? We are one. We're brother and sister in the Lord. And to see you well, that true. What could mean more? You got out alive and your faith is stronger. So thank you for sharing this with us, with the world.
Todd, thank you so much for your time. Now, Rachel, I'm going to give you the last word. So for people like Todd Dulaney, anointed worship leaders, and by the way, Todd, I discovered from Rachel's mother, she's a worship leader herself. So,
hey, look, we're gonna have to do something together. You know what I mean? Like a song or something. You got a song in your heart,
Rachel? Come on.
I know about that now.
No, I mean, hey, I mean it. I really mean it. And I'm offering this to you. Because coming out of what you've come out of, you got to have something in your heart. You got to have something that you may want to sing, and I'll help you make it happen. I'll help you produce it. You can be where you are in the world. My team will take care of the music, the background vocals. You sing what's in your heart. We'll talk about that offline, but I mean that if you have something, because you just came through something. I mean, yeah. God has given you a brand new story to tell. So you let me know. Don't you be afraid. I mean what I'm saying.
Rachel, even if you're afraid, I'm telling your mother. But one final word from you, Rachel, for what would you say to people like Todd Dulaney, artists with massive platforms and they have anointed songs and they are able to communicate God's heart? What would your message be to them now? With regards to this situation in Ukraine, because you still have friends who are out there. They're people who you walk the streets with who is stuck in that situation, and you have the opportunity to talk to someone like Todd Dulaney, millions follow him around the world. He says one word, like Arnold Schwarzenegger said one thing, and the whole of Russia was blowing up. What would you say to Todd Dulaney and other great worship leaders like him who have a platform right now?
I would say, first of all, you guys don't realize how much you've helped us throughout situations like this, because the people I was with, we were all very religious as well. And I went to church with a lot of my classmates. So during the whole thing, like, we were singing songs, we were listening to music,
Wow.
like just Christian music, and we bonded over it and we absolutely loved it. So it did help us through some difficult times. So I definitely just thank you guys for that, because obviously if you didn't produce the music and you didn't make it, we wouldn't have it to listen to.
Wow.
And I would also say to them to kind of continue producing music and continue spreading it, because you never know where people are and what they're doing when they're listening to this music, because unless they come and tell you personally, you wouldn't know where in the world they're listening, when they're listening, and what kind of situation it's helping them get through. So thank you, and kind of praying that God continues to bless you guys and ordain you guys with the talent to continue to produce music that touches people all over the globe in times of need.
Wow. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you so much for sharing. This has been an honor, for real.
So thank you so much. Rachel, your message is thank you to the artists, and keep going, keep doing what God's called you to do. And Rachel, we take that message and run it. And by the way, if you don't want to make music with Todd Dulaney, I'm telling your mother.
That's right.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.